day everyone, I'm Micaela Baisa. So for today, I will discuss to you a short topic about an analysis of Kantian ethics. So let's start. So introduction. So what is an analysis of Kantian ethics? Kant's moral philosophy is a deontological normative theory, which is to say he rejects the utilitarian idea that the rightness of an action is a function of how fruitful the outcome is. He says that the motive or means, and not consequence or end, of an action determine its moral value. Meaning, many who have read and understood Kant's ethical ethics system find it sensible and plausible. In fact, we try to prove that one's particular actions is unethical and ask him, what if everybody behave as you do? We are actually advocating Kant's universality formulation of the categorical imperative. However, we may argue that the reason Kant's ethics is a feeling is that it's just another way of stating the highly accepted golden rule, which is, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So next, from his doctrine of categorical imperative, Kant develops uncompromising prescriptions against some actions. He submits that some actions, like lying, are wrong regardless of the circumstances and the outcomes they generate. This notion is prone to many criticisms. Critics argue that if lying is the only way to safeguard from sure danger another person, then lying is what one must do. So for instance, or example, if a murderer armed with a shotgun comes looking for a family member or friend to kill her, should we reveal her whereabouts merely because we ought to tell the truth? So there are some principles of ethical behavior in modern society. In proposing that we must always do our duties no matter what circumstances are, Kant's views is deemed by some as a rule-bound moral philosophy that puts a premium on rules rather than on humans. We may suggest that human obligations, say keeping promises, telling the truth, and repaying debts, should be really kept. But provided that no one other overriding factors exist. Ethical rules, some propose, are better construed as generalizations rather than a categorical commands without any exception. Another shortcoming of Kant's ethics is its lack of solution to instances when there is a conflict of duties. Suppose a person promises to keep a secret and then another person asks him about it. So, he cannot tell the truth without breaking his promises. But Kantian ethics inflexibly demands that he ought to do both always and all circumstances, which is in this case is logically impossible. So as regards motive and consequences, Kant definitely favors the former as having moral worth. So regardless of the circumstances or consequences, an act is moral if the motive was to act from the good will and out of respect for duty. With good intentions, a medical doctor who operated on a sick person and accidentally killed him in the process is not considered immoral. So that's an example. We may call him incompetent, careless, loosey, and the like, but not unethical. So notice though that in an completely disregarding the consequences in moral evaluations of actions, Kant appears inconsistent. So remember that his complete ban on lying is based on possible effect. Should lying become a universal law? That is, there would be no promises at all. So clearly, Kant is referring to the consequences of lying. Next, so concerning enjoyment is doing virtuous acts. Kant's theory differs from that of Aristotle. For Aristotle, the genuinely virtuous person totally enjoys carrying out moral acts. But for Kant, a moral act involves being contrary to somebody's feelings, natural inclinations, and wishes. So in fact, the distress of well-doing is even considered by Kant a sign of virtue. Instead, Kant completely removes one taste, emotion, liking, and the like, and the sphere of morality. Concerning this, we may argue nonetheless that there are situations in which our feelings and likings are relevant to the rightness of our decisions and actions. So, in selecting a course to take a job, to assume, and especially a person to marry, we wonder how many decisions can be right without considering your taste and preference. So, moreover, Kant's theory would go against Christian philosophies. Emphasis on love, for love is basically strong liking or desire. Applied religiously, Kant's stance seems to go against the biblical decree to worship and serve God with a joyful heart. So lastly, in general, however, Kant contributes much to the study of morality. It affirms our consciousness of the moral law inherent to our practical reason. So Kant defined human dignity as resting on the attainment of moral character, and thus not on things like progress in scientific advances. His categorical imperative supports that democratic notion that all people are created equal, from which we can derive that discrimination is not good, especially before the law. Moreover, his categorical imperative forbids us to behave in an inconsistent and hypocritical manner. Okay guys, so that's all, and that's an analysis of Kantian ethics. Hope you guys like it, and hope na may natutunan kayo ngayong araw na to. So, thank you for watching!